Hello, I'm Gavin, and if you're new to my channel, thank you for joining. This is Bushcraft Bookworm 004. So I'm out in the woods for my fourth adventure, and today I haven't brought my hammock. I've just brought my tarp, a roll or an army mat, a British Army mat, and a sleeping bag and some clothes. So today I'm going to build a debris shelter, this is a plan, with a bag made bed or a bin bag made bed mattress to keep me from the convection and cold floor. So welcome to my YouTube channel. This originally, or it is really, a book review channel, and so what I'm intending to do is show you how much you can learn in bushcraft in any topic, but this is the topic I'm focusing on survival skills, bushcraft skills, just through the passion of reading. So the books that I'm reading, I'm going to highlight throughout this video, and as I did in all the first three videos that I've done, and that is the idea. So I hope you enjoy my video. I hope you enjoy the clips that I'm going to try and put together in a way that's enjoyable for you to watch at home in your own comfort. Today would have been so easy on this weekend for me to do nothing. I got invited to go shopping for camping kit by my best friend, and in the end I didn't fall for it. I said no, I'm planning to do some bushcraft stuff. I need to do bushcraft video 4 because I want to keep it going. I want to keep coming out, getting more experienced and developing myself in the woods and learning, and also hopefully providing video content that's enjoyable for you. So now I'm just going to sit and absorb nature for 5 minutes before I do anything. Right, so today my plan is to be more chilled, to absorb the lessons that I've learned. I think it was the third video I put on. I'm going to go at the pace of the environment I'm in a lot more, absorb the quiet feeling of nature and get along with the plans that I have in my head. So I'm going to build a tripod debris lean-to shelter from David Canterbury's book, and I'm going to also use the other book, which I'll highlight, a survival book, which I've been studying a lot for a few years now. I'm going to try to build a cot, if you like, out of heavy duty bin liners. So that is how I'm going to hopefully have a very comfortable night's sleep. I brought my roll mat, my army roll mat, because I hate coming out and not sleeping. I'm not very good at not sleeping, especially outside, because if you don't sleep, you go home. I want to be able to go home tomorrow with energy to maybe go out and do something, depending on what time I go back home. It's been a 4-mile walk, about roughly, and I'm carrying about 30 kilograms. So it's been quite heavy duty because I'm not in training. I haven't been training for quite a long time when I used to be able to run with that on my back. But it's still a good challenge, and it makes you realise, it makes you think a lot about a lot of things, and puts a lot of things in context. But I'm going to try and edit this video now so it's not too much chatty chat, which is just me. I'm going to show you how hopefully I'm going to construct this thing, which I've never constructed before, just from reading books. So let's see how I get on, shall I? Wish me luck. Right guys, I'm after now 2 poles, cross poles or horizontal poles to put in between the bin bags. Now they need to be the right shape, size, and they need to make sure I can make them smooth so they don't rip the bin bags when I sit and lie on the bed. So that's my next plan or project. Right guys, try to keep you involved in this. I've built these cross beams. So these cross beams, I'm trying to make it as smooth as possible so it doesn't rip these bin liners, which are going to go around both logs, and are going to be spread apart by 2 spacer sticks that are on both sides. So I've had to saw across and feel any sharp points so that it doesn't rip my bin liners, and then these are going in to keep this base plate in stationary so it doesn't roll. So that's why I made the pegs with the axes. And then I'm going to have, not these obviously, but I'm going to have a cross brace that keeps these two apart. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just now going to peg this one in on the other side. I'm going to peg the other one in. Then I'm going to chop or cut the ends of the bin liners so there's holes on both sides, but not that much, because I want to keep as much length on this bag on both bin liners as possible. And then I'm going to hopefully start getting this bed together, because it's taking quite a long time. Like everything, it takes a long time, especially when it's your first time. So I've ripped the bag that way, and that's not what I wanted to do. I've ripped it that way, so basically I've totally fucked up. We will rectify it. So I've basically only brought 2 bin bags, and that was a mistake. I didn't even consider it when I packed it all up. I should have had 3 just in case. Purely through my own fault of rushing and inexperience. I've cut the bag in a way that makes it it's gonna split when I lie on it. So luckily I brought 2 of these, which I featured in one of my other videos, for water. So I'm gonna have to use that. That's the only choice. That's the only option I've got. I'm gonna have to use that. So hopefully they're gonna work. I've got 2 of them. And because they're different sizes, I think to do the black bags, I'm going to have to use them 2 instead of the bin bags. So I think that's what I might have to do. Let's find out. Alright, so I've done it, but it needs a few finishing touches. I knew the ground wasn't level, but I didn't think it would matter. And because I've had to use, also, that was one problem, so I've had to wedge this side here or up a bit by sawing 2 sticks and just wedging it up a bit. And the bags that I've had to jump on instead of the black bin bags are much narrower, so it's not going to be as comfortable or as cozy as I intended it to be. So that's a bit of a disappointment. I'm going to have to secure the cross braces, because the cross braces are what stop it coming in. So without them, there is no safety mattress. There is no, nice comfort. So I'm going to have to secure them. But I'm happy with it. It's taken me 2 hours 2.5 hours to make this bed, so it's a realistic video because I'm not lying. It's literally taking me maybe 2 hours. I'm starving, and now I need to build my shelter. I need to consider what shelter I'm going to build, because the A-frame I was going to go for is a bit too big for it, but I need to crack on now because time is running out. But I am still going to do it in a chilled manner, so that's my plan. Wow, so I need to give you a heads up. Basically, I've been busy building my shelter, which is there. So it's been taking me a while to do. There we go. It's taking me a while and I haven't finished it yet. As I've done each collection of the spruce boffs, I've got better and better at collecting them. And then you can see inside, that's going to be where I'm sleeping tonight, hopefully. And I'm going to try and get some more layer, a bit more thicker sides on before I start collecting firewood. So because my battery went, I had to charge my phone up again, and honestly I didn't have really time to video myself collecting and sewing and cutting the boffs, but I'm nearly there, so I need to start thinking about firewood soon. I've got about an hour daylight left, I think. Right, so I need to get lots of firewood set up tonight. I'm starving. I've arrived at this location about 12 o'clock or something like that, half 12 today, and setting up the bed and doing the shelter has taken 4 hours. Solid work. Now admittedly, I'm a beginner, and I don't remind you, this purpose of this video is to show you how much you can learn by reading books. And even though I've done a bit of messing about in the woods over the years, quite a bit, more than most people in the UK, and I do have a lot of knowledge from reading, it's still, everything takes a long time if you have never done it before. Today, collecting these spruce boffs, at the beginning it was taking me ages, and then for some reason I managed to start doing it really well, and it's just like came really quickly. This shelter looks great, it looks great on camera, but inside it, which I've been inside, you can see the sky, so it is literally just a bit of a windbreak and a warm shelter, hopefully keep a bit of heat in, so when I'm inside it with my body heat. But it's not waterproof, and I would probably have to spend another hour possibly getting that 3 or 4 inch thick wall to keep the heat really in and to make it more waterproof. Hopefully I'm going to get some more spruce boffs to do it, a bit more work on that, but there's a lot of holes in it, so that's the point. Now I want to show you this. Last time I did the last 3 videos, I used this little saw as my striker. Now it's not per se in the books that I'm trying to teach or express, you know, like the lessons that I've learned or the knowledge and the passion that I get from these books that I study on many subjects, but bushcraft's one of my most passionate ones. So the striker, when you're doing the ferrocerium rod, the striker is extremely important, and why I was even trying using this, I don't know, so I'll illustrate what I mean. You can see just like me doing this, you can get some flames, some sparks, sorry. So what did I do? Right, I put that aside and I bought a proper striker on Amazon. Look at the difference. You might not be able to tell that well on camera, but from that to that, well, okay, maybe I've set it up now, but you can see just by trying, you'd have to more like try it really, but It's a better striker. So now I'm going to use, really quickly, I'm going to set this fire up quickly. I'm going to use my char tin, which I used last time. I used some cotton from the jumper that I had to use to stop the blood from my hand when I cut my hand on out into. Then I'm going to use some dry grass, and I'm hoping to start the fire with that. So my dry grass is just standard grass, and I'm going to make a bird's nest. I make a bird's nest in it, which is again in David Canterbury's book. Obviously I'm being a bit rough with it now and doing a loose job. I'm going to get this alight, and hopefully get a fire going. That's the plan anyway. So I'm going to go and collect some more firewood. I'm going to go and try and collect a load of firewood for the night. See how much I can collect. But I did that quite quickly. You saw how easy that grass took that with some char. Amazing. And that's how the frontiersmen in the America, that's how they used to do it apparently. Always have the mindset of preparing for your next fire, which I'm going to do shortly once I get some more wood. Always get char, because it makes that much of a difference when you need to light a fire. Incredible stuff, amazing. Whoever thought of it. But I need to get that wood sorted now, so let's do it. So I've collected quite a bit of firewood. I'm gonna finally have something to eat now. I've just been putting some extra boss of spruce on the shelter, but in all honesty I need to do quite a bit more on that. I'm going to make some more char. As you can see how effective that char was with just dry grass, how incredible it is. And hopefully I'm going to sleep in my shelter, because in all honesty I have not slept on this kind of bed before, so I'm hoping it'll work for me. I've just had somebody's dog come out of nowhere, a border collie, come up to me, look at me. I'm in a wood totally off the path, and it's just like, who are you? And then he just ran off. I went, hello. That was pretty cool, but I heard somebody walking past, but I don't know where they went. So that's it. We're gonna have a quiet night now, and I'm gonna make some bread. I didn't make it very well last time, so I've tried to make it come a bit better prepared today. So I'm gonna make some of that wild camping bread that I tried to make on the Bushcraft video 3. So let's see how that tastes. I'm actually gonna do that now, I think. Right, you bushcrafteers. I've got my brew on. I've got a nice hot chocolate from a ration pack, really nice hot chocolate. My bread didn't come out too good as the second time. I'm gonna have to work out a better way of doing it because it's pretty crap, really. Not even as nice as the first time I did it. Anyway, my tonight's meal is chicken tikka and rice, tender chicken breast pieces in rich tomato and coriander sauce with long grain rice. So I'm going to be eating that shortly and just enjoying the night, guys, like last time. Fairly happy. Sorry about the light. There we go. Fairly happy about the shelter. My power pack's doing a really good job charging the phone up. I bought a 30,000 charger for my phone. It's a bit heavy, that's the only problem. But wow, is that thing gonna charge up the phone a few times. I haven't really got that much planned for tomorrow morning. The main goal was the bed and the shelter. So apart from eating, I'm not sure about the morning if I have any plans as such from the Bushcraft books. You know, methods of I might make a few projects, but we'll have to see in the morning. Might even do something tonight, I don't know. In the meantime, I'm gonna get the grub on. Gonna get some scram on. Spooky. You can see it's getting dark now, can't you? Anyway, let's enjoy. So that's going to be my sleeping area tonight. It looked like it might be spitting a bit. We'll see. I do have my tarp just in case. I brought my tarp just in case I needed a decent sheltering for an emergency. But it's nice and quiet tonight. I'm trying to do the light nice and bright, light on for everything. I've got my dinner on, the chicken tikka. It's a beautiful night. You can't really tell. It's a beautiful night, and I'm just gonna chill now. I'm gonna have my food in 10 minutes, and I'm gonna might go walk actually, or something. I don't know. Let's see. It's very exciting. Got the light in my eyes. Gonna have my dinner now. Gorgeous. So we're just gonna have now dessert. What is it? Chocolate pudding. Chocolate pudding, guys and girls and ladies and gentlemen and everybody who's watching. Chocolate pudding. Yeah. Wonder if Sasquatch is out tonight. Right guys, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not really feeling it tonight. Well, I felt it until I sort of like felt the narrowness of my bed. But I'm going to try and get through the night, just chill. I feel like the cross braces may not be strong enough for too much movement, even though I did test them. So I'm just going to see and try and get to sleep now. It's cold. It's a cold night actually. It feels colder than it was with the tarp and all the paraphernalia that I brought with that. You can see the nice fire in the distance. I've put a bit more wood on to keep the embers going, and just in case I want to get up and get a warm, because like I said, it's cold tonight. It's a cold one tonight. Anyway, I hope that this is motivating you to get out of your house on the weekends. Sorry, you can see up my nose. Which would be brilliant if people feel motivated to get out of their own houses and go out on missions at weekends, and feel inspired to learn some bushcraft, the skills of our ancestors. Anyway, I'm going to try and go to sleep tonight and get a full night's kit. So if you're watching, thank you and good night. Morning everybody. Well, I didn't sleep very well last night at all. It's 10 to 9 Sunday morning, and I didn't sleep very well on this bed, so it wasn't a very good night's sleep, unfortunately. I'm going to try and get another hour before I get up now. So I'm not going to lie to you, sitting at home watching this, I didn't have a very comfortable night, and I'm going to take the lessons I learned from it and give it to you. The bed would have been more comfortable if I hadn't have split that bin bag, and I would have had another few inches on each side, but because the bin bags that I used, like the water procurement ones that I like to use, or try to use for collecting water, they were thinner, so I'm resting a little bit on the horizontal poles, so that made it much more uncomfortable. The tripod debris frame from David Canter's books, very comfortable, but I would never use, I don't think I would use that bed in a tripod again, because getting in and out was really difficult at night. I don't know if it's getting old, but I felt so stiff as I getting in and out. It was really hard work. I'd rather use it now on like a lean-to, or some other kind of different types of shelters, but I don't think that I would use it for the tripod shelter. I would use a spruce mattress or something else like grass inside, rather than a frame that you have to precariously get in and out of without trying to rip the bin bags that you're getting in and out of. So those are my lessons, really. Those are my takeaways. So an interesting fact here is one of the reasons why spruce forests just have spruce trees is the pine needles fall to the forest floor, and that stops all other trees growing, which is why in coniferous forests or spruce forests you get just spruce trees growing. I'll try and log that in the book that I read, point that to the book I read and where I learnt that from. But yeah, that's why you only get spruce trees in a spruce wood. I got these for keeping my feet warm. Polartec. They're like little fleece socks with a bit of padding on, and they're brilliant at night for going out and having a wee, rather than having to put your boots on when you get up every night. Get up several times a night to put your boots on to go to the toilet. So these are really useful, and they feel like moccasins. Another nice hot chocolate. The day's coming to an end. Well, the camping trip's coming to an end. I think I'm going to do 2 little projects and then I'm going to go home. So if you have no knives or axes or saws and you're in a survival situation and you need to try and get the right size limbs, sticks, logs for a project like building a shelter, there's 2 options you have. Now this has been overdone on YouTube videos, but I don't care, I'm still going to show it because it's so important. It's such a good thing to know. You get a tree or 2 trees that have 2 poles like this. You stick the branch in between one like that, and you're going to pull it. Well, I've got this in the way. You're going to pull the branch between these 2 branches, support yourself and pull it. Don't push it, pull it. So you pull it to get the right size, shape, branch. So that's one tip, which I'll put a clip from the book that I've got this from, but it is overused. A lot of YouTube people have covered it, but it is a very important skill for cutting wood or limbs or small branches. Don't try and do it with a big tree or tree block branch because it's not going to work. So another good trick to learn is if you have a saw and it's a small piece of wood you're doing the project on, then you can make a knee vise, which is I did this in another video. You put the branch between your knee, the point where you want to cut it, like that, and then you start sewing. It's a nice, very good tip that. And then you've got the right size piece for your project. So David Canterbury talks about saving you're saving or conserving all your resources, and your blade of the knife is a resource. So a lot of bushcrafters and experts use the back side of their saw, silky saw, to do tasks like this. So I'm just getting the bark off this stick, which I'm going to practice my notches on in a second. So basically I'm conserving my knife blade by doing it with the back of this, which is nice and sharp anyway for the task, and in some ways it's actually better than the knife. This is in David Canterbury's book, where it just talks about that. Right, so I was trying to make a tri-stick as the grey beard marine, I can't believe I forgot his name now, He's one of my all-time favourites on YouTube. But I've got his book as well, which is a book I'll review. So I've made a nice spear point for a tent peg, and I was trying to make a 7-notch or a straight notch as David Canterbury calls it, but I haven't chosen the right kind of wood. This should be green. I've picked a dead branch, and that's a good lesson for you at home if you want to learn by my mistakes. Although I did know that it was a mistake, I was just being lazy. If you're making stakes, it should be made out of green wood, and if you're making a tri-stick, it should be a fairly fresh green sap because it's easier to cut. And what I was trying to make is 7-notch, and because it's a dead wood, the notch broke with the stop cut that I made. So I'm going to finish off at that. I could have probably gone, just been a bit lazy now, but I'm going to finish at that. So my takeaways today was that one: always use green wood for notches. It's stronger as well and more supple. I think in David Canterbury's book he talks about having some kind of ground mat. I didn't bring my chair today or this weekend, and I really regretted it because I took some weight out of my rucksack because it was so heavy, and I took a little chair out. Having a chair makes such a difference, being able somewhere to sit. So that would be a takeaway, although it was the right decision because I was carrying a lot of weight. I was tempted to make one. I was planning on potentially making a chair, but you just don't have time. Projects in the woods takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, and the things that you read in a book, it can take ages. It sounds so simple when you read in a book, or even when you watch YouTubers do things. A lot of them edit what they do to make it look much easier than it is. And like I put in my Bushcraft 003, some cheat, I believe, to make it look a lot easier than things are, especially bow drilling and things like that, lighting a fire from friction. David Canterbury is a realist, which is one of the reasons why I like his book so much and why I've practiced a few things. This was in his book. I'll show you what I was trying to do in a picture from his book when I edit this video. I could have done it today. It's not a difficult task. It's just a good one to practice. It's just green branches. One of the things that David says though is, I was going to say, is having a ground mat. Hence why I went onto a tangent about the chair. Having a ground mat is so important for comfort. Last night when I got out of the shelter about 3 o'clock, 1:30 I think it was, I lit the fire up again, and I had to use some scrap material that's been in this woods for a while that I was using to collect the boff, and I thought it was sat there, and it kept sitting on this floor on a bin bag, and so I grabbed it and brought it over. So my point I'm making is a takeaway is having a ground mat the size of your body is a very good idea. Always think you should carry that. Lastly, it's been a good experience. I didn't sleep very well, to be honest, although I did sleep, but that's the main thing, I did sleep. At one point I got the fire going really hard at night, got a really big flame going, and I was going to sleep by the campfire, which was very tempting to do, and I felt a bit exposed at the idea of it, but that's something I'm aiming for in the future, to be able to sleep out in the wood with not a care in the world with a fire on. But then again, I built the shelter, so I might as well have used it. It was a bit uncomfortable in there, to be honest with you. I didn't like getting in and out, it was very uncomfortable. But it's an experience, and I have learnt a lot, again, on just 4 trips. So I'm going to finish off. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you wish to follow me on this experience or journey, like and subscribe to my channel, even though I personally don't like promoting it like that, but you supposedly have to. I've got 50 subscribers now that are on this channel, so thank you for all of you to adding yourself onto this. I don't know whether it's your cup of tea or not, but I'm certainly going to try and get better and better at editing these videos and making it worth your time and making it fun. So thanks for your time, and I will see you on the next camping trip adventure. See you later.